Today, after the candlelight walk in Awka for the late businessman known as Fish Magnet, there was one name everybody was talking about: VeryDarkMan, popularly called VDM. The crowd had gathered from different corners of the city, carrying candles, flowers, and placards with messages of love and justice. Many came with heavy hearts, some even crying quietly as they walked. The atmosphere was calm but strong, filled with people who wanted to show respect to a man whose death has touched many. VDM was there right in front, walking with the people, talking to them, listening to them. He kept his voice firm but respectful, reminding everyone why they came: to honor the memory of Fish Magnet and to call for justice in a peaceful way. Now, after this emotional walk, something else started trending online. Videos and posts began to circulate, saying that after the candlelight, VDM went to Peter Obi's mansion in Anambra. Some of these videos had big, bold captions like, "What VDM saw inside Peter Obi's mansion will shock you." That headline alone was enough to make people curious, and in just a few hours, it spread everywhere on social media. People started asking, what did he see? Was it something hidden? Was it something about politics? Was there something surprising? The thing is, when you look closer, most of these posts do not actually show clear evidence from inside the house. There's no confirmed footage showing VDM walking through the rooms or finding anything unusual. Before we continue, please, if you are following this story right now, take 1 second to like this video and subscribe. It helps us bring you the gist fresh and clear every time it happens. Now, you see, in today's social media space, it is very easy for a small event to become a big headline. The confirmed part here is simple. VDM was in Awka, he led the candlelight procession, and the people responded to him. That is the truth you can hold on to. The visit to Peter Obi's house, that is the part being pushed mostly by online creators who know that adding mystery will make more people click. It is what some call packaging. You take a simple story and wrap it in a way that sounds like there's more. But let's talk about why this is catching fire. First, Peter Obi is a major public figure. He's respected, he's been in politics at the highest level, and any news that involves his name quickly draws attention. Second, VDM himself is not a quiet personality. He's outspoken, he's fearless, and he already has a large online following. So when you mix the name of Peter Obi with VDM in one headline, you already have the perfect recipe for a viral story, whether or not something shocking actually happened inside the house. Viewers, if you're still with me, please like this video now and subscribe so you don't miss our daily updates. Now let's think about what actually happened after the candlelight. Imagine it, the walk is over, people are dispersing, and VDM is probably still speaking with those around him. Whether he visited Peter Obi or not, the main focus of that night was the gathering and the message it carried. In situations like this, the real story is often in the emotions, in the unity, and in the voices of the people, not in the unverified rumors that come later. Still, it is important to understand how public perception works. A candlelight walk is moving, but it will mostly be discussed by those who were there or who follow such events closely. A headline about someone seeing something shocking in a famous person's house, that will travel far beyond the event, pulling in people who may not even know who Fish Magnet was. This is why you'll see so many YouTube thumbnails with surprised faces, red arrows, and big words like shocking or revealed. They are designed to make you click before you even think twice. At this point, let's pause for a second. Do you want me to continue this gist? I can go deeper into how the vigil actually played out, what people said about VDM's role, and how the mansion rumor has been used by online creators to shape a completely different narrative from the real event. When the candlelight walk in Awka started, it was not just another street event. People were talking about it days before it happened because the death of Fish Magnet had become a talking point across the state. He was a businessman known by many, loved by some, respected for his hustle. So, when he passed in circumstances that people found painful, it was natural that emotions ran high. On that evening, the sun had barely gone down when people began to gather. Some were holding candles from the start, others bought theirs from street vendors on the spot. There were young men, women, elders, even children walking beside their parents. You could see people wearing white, some wearing black, all in a slow and peaceful procession. In the middle of the crowd was VDM, keeping pace, sometimes holding a candle, other times addressing the crowd with short words to keep them calm and focused. Cameras were everywhere, phones up in the air, live streams running, and reporters snapping photos. One thing that stood out was how organized the walk was. Even though police had earlier advised against it, people still came out. There was a sense of discipline, no shouting matches, no chaos, just a shared grief and a call for justice. For those watching from the side of the road, it was clear that this was more than a social gathering. It was a public statement. Now, after the walk ended, that's when the online buzz really kicked in. Some bloggers began posting that VDM had gone to Peter Obi's mansion right after the candlelight, and that is where the "what he saw will shock you" headline began to spread. If you clicked on many of these videos, you would notice that the main content was more about the walk itself and less about any actual mansion visit. The shocking part was never clearly shown, but because the title was strong, people kept sharing it. Friends, before we move on, please like this video and subscribe if you haven't yet. It makes a big difference and keeps us bringing you gist like this without missing a beat. Now let's talk about why the mansion story works so well online, even without proof. In media, especially online media, there's something called hook and hold. The hook is the headline that catches your attention, and the hold is the part that keeps you watching or reading. In this case, the hook is VDM, a controversial activist combined with Peter Obi, a respected political figure, and the idea that something unexpected happened. That combination is powerful because it mixes activism, politics, and mystery. Even though the candlelight was the main event, the rumor about the mansion has now taken on a life of its own. People are debating it, adding their own theories, and some even claiming they have inside sources, though none of these have been confirmed. This is how a simple peaceful walk for justice can get overshadowed by a secondary story that may or may not be real. But let us not forget, the most important thing from that night is that people came together. They lit candles not just for one man, but as a way to speak against the kind of pain that touches many lives. VDM's presence gave the walk more visibility, and whether or not he entered Peter Obi's mansion, his main role that night was as a voice among the people. I still have more to say about how these kinds of public events can turn into trending stories, and why names like VDM and Peter Obi will always make headlines.